Crypto. There's a lot of liquidations yesterday. Ton apparently is down again. Telegram. Well, Telegram isn't down, but the blockchain ton that is kind of associated with it is. There's been a lot of drama surrounding that. We're going to go ahead and cover all of that. We're going to talk about the liquidations. We're going to talk about insider trading in crypto. It has just been an absolute mess. And yes, OpenSea was hit with a Wells notice earlier this morning. I'm going to cover that for you in a separate video that's dropping at 3:00 p.m. PST, primarily because I want to make a dedicated video about it because I feel so strongly and so passionate about NFTs, being able to really remove the middleman and allow for real creators, real artists to have ownership and own licensing and merchandising and IP and all of that. And if you're not in the music industry and you're not in the art industry, if you're not in the real creative industry, you might not get it. But if you know somebody who is, you'll understand it. And you can even look back in history and just see how terrible a lot of these creators have been treated. I'm not talking about creators like myself, because I'm a dodo that gets on the internet every day and just like talks out the side of my neck. But we'll talk about it in a separate video. But let's go ahead and get straight into it with Telegram and Ton and all of the drama that's been happening, because it's a lot. It is a lot. All right. First and foremost, this comes from Ton blockchain. Block production on Ton experiencing further disruption. It appears that due to a heavy load attributed to DOGS token minting, the Ton core is working on a solution. My question, though, is this is pretty interesting timing that the Ton blockchain decided to kind of stop working, pulled like a Solana move. And again, no shame, no hate against Solana in any way, shape, or form, but that's happened. The network has just kind of shut down, stopped working for whatever reason. And I don't remember Ton going down or not working properly prior to the Telegram CEO getting detained. So to me, it's like, what's going on? What's really, really going on here? And again, a lot of these blockchains do claim to be decentralized. And I think that they are able to come to a point of decentralization, but it does take a while. And essentially kind of follow Bitcoin's beaten path. But at the same time, there's still humans that are creating this stuff. Same thing when it comes to AI. Anyways, let's get back into it because this is going on since last night. This is the Ton Explorer over here. And Raider just said that it was down earlier today, or again, last work chain blocks, 9:23. It's now 10:40 a.m. So kind of what's going on now. And then this article over here from Blockworks. Ton blockchain was down amid a 6-hour outage. The disruption is attributed to abnormal load on the network, resulting in a consensus loss. I don't know if I believe that, though. I mean, it's kind of interesting timing, right? I don't know if there was down prior to that, but they're blaming it on a meme coin launched on Ton August 27th. DOGS, 1.7 billion in trade. And it's not the same dog coin that you got from purchasing or minting or inscribing the runes from runestones on ordinals. Completely different. But apparently the meme coin was launched, DOGS, and 1.7 billion trading volume within the first 10 hours. The high amount of transactions overwhelmed validators. This led to a loss of consensus. Validators were told to restart their nodes to restore operations. Not enough validators did it quick enough. Binance and Bybit suspended deposits and withdrawals, and the blockchain was restarted and back online, but I think it's down again. So all very interesting stuff. It just feels a little bit weird. And I think it's down again now. Let's go ahead and go to their Twitter page and see if we can see, like, are they down again? 33 minutes. Yep. Block production on Ton experiencing further disruption. Shout out to Raider on TikTok for pointing that out. So this was early. So it happened last night and now it's happening again. And then over here, this is from Balaji, I believe you say it. Can Telegram prove entrapment? Let's go ahead and cover this story because now a lot of people are kind of up in arms about what's happening. I come from the opinion that people who create things, the creator of it, if they did not intentionally create it to cause harm or to break the law, if somebody else decides to use that product or service and do something bad, it's not the original creators. There's always bad behavior. Human nature, with humans, there will always be bad actors. There will always be unscrupulous people. And you cannot blame the creator if they created something to do good. Bad people are always going to find a way to do something. Is Ton going to be this run's Luna? Luna was a completely different beast. Okay. Luna had offered earn and yield and stable coins and all kinds of stuff. Ton is completely different. Again, Telegram and Ton, even though they're kind of together, they're different. Very, very, very different. So over here with Balaji, he's saying that Telegram could have evidence that Macaroni invited Durov to France to facilitate his arrest. If Macaroni used Telegram to extend the invitation, if Telegram is served with a search warrant by another government, they might be compelled to provide evidence that could show whether Macaroni lured Durov to France. This could lead to public embarrassment for France and Macaroni. Could it influence their decisions to release him? Apparently, Durov's phone was hacked in 2017, a year before his meeting with Macaroni, and Durov was reportedly targeted by French in the UAE spies in 2017. A year before that meeting, and France asked Durov to move Telegram's headquarters to Paris in 2018. One thing I'm going to say, this is all like, a lot of this is just speculation. And with that being said, we don't know what's true and what isn't true. Again, this is a lot of stuff that's being posted on the internet unless we actually have court documents or documents that can indicate these things. I'm not doing deep dives into all this stuff. I don't have the time to do that. I'm sure most people don't. Cancel Clothing Co. He does. He does lots of deep dives on this stuff. I don't, though. I don't. So a lot of this is just kind of speculation. I totally understand why people would want to get access to Telegram and access to the CEO because it's an encrypted messaging service. And, you know, these public servants, they want to be in everybody's business. They want to be in everyone's business 24/7, 365. So with that being said, this could be likely, but at the same time, who really knows what the truth is? Who really knows what the truth is? Creators have a responsibility in doing what's in their control to stifle bad actors. Well, if you create something, especially when we're talking about decentralization, a lot of people don't understand the argument of decentralization. So let's talk about it. You create something that is decentralized. You create it with the intentions of providing liberty, freedom of speech, and good to others. And you are going to assume that humans are going to be good by nature. That's what decentralization is. Decentralization allows for each person to operate the way that they want to operate, and there's no censorship. That's what decentralization is. And a lot of people can have a hard time understanding how the difference between centralization and decentralization. And again, I come from the mindset, I really, really like decentralization, but I also know that I'm human and there's some things that I'm very biased about that I wouldn't be able to let slide. The child thing and, you know, the innocence, those types of stuff, those types of ideas, those things. So I'm not perfect and I wouldn't be able to truly operate in a true decentralized economy. But again, it's not up to the creator to stop these bad people. You cannot control everyone. You can't make people do good things. These people are already bad people. Telegram didn't make them do anything bad. They just used it for the wrong thing. So me personally, it's like, hey, work with the good guys catching the bad guys. That's just my opinion. But again, I'm just an entertainer on the internet, so I don't really know. And then this next little post over here comes, apparently this was a story that broke. The French government just lost $17 billion over the arrest of Telegram Durov. The UAE, Dubai, froze a deal to purchase 80 fighter jets and says that the arrest of Durov is outrageous. Durov is a citizen of UAE and close friend of Deputy Prime Minister Hamdan in that area. So I can understand why they wanted to pull out of the deal. But at the same time, we're talking about public servants here. Can't trust any public servants. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty gangster that they did that. But at the same time, what was their motive for doing it? Was it just because that they were friends, or was there another motive? There's lots of unknowns happening. A lot of unknowns happening. And it's all extremely interesting to me. Very, very interesting. Good morning to Mixing, to Alexandra, to Mr. R, to Mr. Legend, to Raider, to Martin, and everybody else. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into the story from Cointelegraph over here. So apparently there's all these rumors on the all over the internet that the Telegram CEO, he was taken to court in Paris and he was released. So this is the clip over here that he's going to court to see kind of what's going to happen with him. I don't have any updates on that yet, but we will find that soon. And apparently he was transferred to police custody to court after his arrest. So they're going to basically decide if they're going to move forward with the case or not, or what's going to happen. Again, he's got 12 charges and can face up to 20 years. But of course, let's get into the markets. Let's get into markets. But before we do, I don't know, I would like to hear a comment from you guys. Drop a comment either in the live stream chat or after the video is published. Let me know what your thoughts on this whole situation is. Someone on TikTok said a lot of scammers on Telegram. Yeah, there's a lot of scammers on Telegram. There's a lot of scammers on WhatsApp. There's a lot of scammers in my email. There's a lot of scammers on the street. Taxes are a scam. The FDA is a scam. Traditional banking is a scam. There's scammers everywhere. There is literally scammers everywhere. There's bad actors everywhere. I don't know what to tell you. Like, just saying, okay, this is bad because there's scammers there, but then discounting all the good that happens there is ridiculous to me. And again, you have to really think outside the box. You have to have practice critical thinking. You have to think outside the box, and you really, really have to search for the truth. I love Telegram. When I travel, it is super easy. It always works. It's easy for me to communicate with my loved ones back at home. I enjoy using Telegram. I've been using it forever. I like Signal. I like WhatsApp. I like all these different platforms, but there's bad actors there. So it's up to me. It is up to me as a human being, as a capable human being, to continue to do due diligence and to question things. There's people that get scammed with all kinds of. There's churches that have scammed people. Like, there's bad actors everywhere. And yes, there is a lot of scammers on Telegram, but at the same time, I like bacon too. But at the same time, you can't just blame one platform for bad actors. And again, I had somebody just message me, hey, Wendy, I sent $3,000 to one of your impersonators. I said, what? They said, I wasn't talking to you on Telegram. I says, no. They're like, well, you followed me on TikTok. I says, did you go to my website? They said, no. I shouldn't be in trouble just because you trusted a bad actor and you didn't do your due diligence. And it happens all the time. It's a very unfortunate thing. But I feel like as a society, we really need to learn to make better choices. I love you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a lot of duplicate accounts on TikTok and on all social medias. It's part of the beast. And there's nothing that the public servants really can do. We need to utilize critical thinking and practice self-control and not just act. So that being said, let's get into liquidations, because a lot of you were dodos yesterday. Not you guys, not the O Army. Not the O Army, because you guys are wonderful. So yesterday there was $356 million of liquidations. And I think in the yesterday when the story broke in the last hour, it was, who's this? It's Uber. Bitcoin fell over 6% within a few minutes after hitting 58,200, and then Bitcoin bounced back above $60,000. So a lot of people got liquidated. In the last 24 hours, there were 284 million liquidated longs, $1 million in liquidated longs, and 71 million in shorts. But again, I scream at you guys, I yell at you guys, why are we using leverage? Why are we using leverage? So this is the thing. If you want to use leverage, that's cool. No more than 2 to 3 times. And this should be if you're an experienced trader and you have a positive track record. And if you want to, go and use my ref link, because I've got a Femex ref link below and I earn from that. So if you want to get liquidated and be really, really, really ridiculous, go ahead and do it. I don't recommend it. I think it's absolutely absurd. I think most of you will do better just dollar cost averaging and holding Bitcoin, or really doing your due diligence in some of the top cryptos, and practicing risk management and trading and make moon bags and all kinds of stuff. But again, with the top like 100 cryptos, those always change. And if you go back to a bull market of 2016, 2017, and then 2020 to 2021, you'll notice how those have changed, and they'll recite or they'll shuffle out and whatnot. So that's another thing that you have to pay attention to. You're going to have to be very, very educated in your decisions. But let's get into this. So as far as the crypto markets go, this is on the daily. Dogs, which is the Telegram coin that apparently knocked Telegram down, that removed them or stopped their blockchain from working, that's up 16%. Everything else is in red. Yay! Taking a look at the weekly, Popcat, Render, C, Floki. I don't know what the big Floki announcement was. What was the big Floki announcement? What's the Floki announcement? I don't know. Shout out to Floki. But let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see what she's doing over here. See what she's doing. Let's go ahead and see. All right, so this is a dip. We talked about bearish price action yesterday. I says, we could hit like the 61,000 and then move down. We hit the $51,000 area. We got a swing wick low to 57.8. And right now it's not looking too incredibly great. This is the daily chart over here. And this is something we kind of talked about on the weekly as well. If you looked at the weekly, it looked a bit toppish. For us, and we were already correcting on the weekly. It kind of Market Cipher gave a really nice short indication. Also, too, taking a look at the 4-hour chart, we did print a local bottom, so we might just kind of consolidate here. I would anticipate a swing low to about 56.8, and then hopefully we can kind of rebound upwards. But again, I did draw a cute little support line here at about 53. So I'd look to 56 to 53 if we're not able to sustain above 58. A bullish scenario would be for us to retest about $60,000, 61,000. I'm taking a look at Ethereum over here. Ethereum is really, really, really trying to rebound and trying to get back above the $2,500 area. Well, yeah, really get back above the $2,500 area. This area was kind of crucial to me, 25 to 28. We got a swing wickle all the way down to 24, so let's hope that we could get back above it. As far as Solana goes, Solana is still dropping in our buy area, well, my buy area over here. And it looks like we might get some more downward price action. We've got our levels using fibs here because we're being lazy. We're being lazy. So that's kind of what's happening with the markets. Also, too, Avalanche. A lot of people are talking about that. I like Avalanche in this area here, $23 to $19. That's where I like it. But at the same time, be mindful, be demure, be respectful. What do I think about NVIDIA for their financials? I didn't really cover it. But I know that some of the coins popped off and went absolutely wild. They went wild. They went wild. So let's go ahead and get back into the markets, or not the markets, but the news. Let's talk about Solana. So Robinhood and Solana doing absolutely great. Robinhood Wallet has added support for Solana. And you can self-custody your Solana tokens, send and receive them via the Solana blockchain using Robinhood. This is actually incredibly bullish for mass adoption, in my personal opinion. You guys are so sweet on TikTok and YouTube. I appreciate it. So this is good for mass adoption because now Robinhood, way back in the day, last cycle, I remember when it went absolutely crazy with GME, all that type of stuff. I was arguing with all you guys, all kinds of stuff about it because I had some viral videos, quite a few back then. But one of the things I said was don't use Robinhood because you cannot transfer your crypto off, and it's good to practice self-custody. But now we can remove our crypto off of Robinhood. I will say, though, when you are using a centralized exchange, you do have to be really careful because they can freeze your account at any time. Anytime. So this is great. This is bullish. I know this is a good thing for Tiki Taki because you guys like the Robinhood app, and I'm happy for you. So I think that this is absolutely wonderful, and I think this is bullish for the future. So also, too, I did a video on Pol to migrate MATIC to Pol, how to do that. And again, Polygon, MATIC, they have a really great guide here. I'm not going to go through all the steps again. What I am going to tell you is that if you are somebody who has to migrate if you're holding Polygon MATIC, you need to pay attention to this. Go back and watch the video. I basically covered all of these steps. If it's on a centralized exchange, most centralized exchanges will automatically swap it for you, but verify that they're going to do that. Also, too, it says that there's no time frame this has to be done, but you should still do it after September 4th and get it done. If it's MetaMask, you might have to change the RPC. Same with Ledger and Trezor, there's a couple of different steps. But again, every single time or every single way depending on how you're custodying it or holding it, it might be a little bit different. So that's something that you're going to have to figure out. Also, with that being said, if you are going to be migrating and upgrading and doing all that stuff, make sure you're viewing the information from the correct places. This is going to be their correct page on Twitter or X. Also, too, if you go to CoinMarketCap, it's pretty easy to figure out what is real and what isn't. You would go to CoinMarketCap, Whereas MATIC Polygon, you would click on this here just to verify the official socials. And CoinGecko offers this too. And then you can go to their official websites and verify. You go to their website and Twitter, Reddit, Telegram, chat, all of those things. That's what I would do if I were you, just to verify the links if you don't know how to use a sandbox. Now, Ondo's USDY yield coin expands to Arbitrum. Ondo is a BlackRock thing. They're affiliated. Ondo Finance is a real-world asset protocol expanding access to Ondo US dollar yield token, USDY, to Arbitrum, an Ethereum Layer 2 scaling network, according to its August 27th blog post. I prefer Base. I think Base is going to continue to do pretty well. That's just my idea. I think a lot of the other Layer 2s are going to be, they're going to be invalid. And I might actually sell my MATIC this cycle, depending on how well it does. We'll see. But I think that Base is really going to take over, especially with all the ridiculous things that's happening. This expansion also allows dApps and Arbitrum to leverage tokenized U.S. treasuries, RWAs. And again, the returns for USDY is going to be up to 5.35%. It's an annual percentage rate return on stablecoins like USDC. I would be cautious with that. Make sure you research it and know where your yield is coming from. Now, Tron blockchain implements 50% fee cut on SunPump. So a lot of people are doing absolutely well. They're making a lot of money on Tron. I have the link for the bot that I'm going to drop tomorrow. I forgot to pull it today. I have to look into it today, though. I highly recommend you pay attention to what's happening on SunPump. It's very similar to Pump.fun on Solana, but people are making a lot of money there. So if you want to make money too, if you think that you're cut out for it, if you understand how risky it is, take a look at it. If not, don't. But let's talk about what's going on over here. So Justin Sun is pushing for increased daily transactions and market share. One difference about SunPump and Solana, Tron and Solana, is that Justin Sun is the Tron guy. He basically owns it. CEO, founder, yeah. But he has access to 2 centralized exchanges, DEXs, all kinds of stuff, and more money than God. And I'm not saying the folks at Solana don't, but it's going to be a lot easier for some of these more legitimate meme coins or whatever ones he decides are legitimate to actually get listed on centralized exchanges, in my personal opinion. But again, do your own due diligence. Sun is pushing for increased daily transactions and market share and has a goal of 20 million daily transactions in 3 months, 52,000 tokens created since August 22nd on SunPump, and Pump.fun has 193,000 launches in the same period. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this story over here. Update. Insiders have now sold 9 million worth of NEIRO. 10% of the supply liquidated by snipers. Don't worry, buyback is coming soon. So what the heck is NEIRO? NEIRO, there was, I think, a NEIRO on Solana and a NEIRO on Ethereum, all kinds of stuff. And people are mad that insiders are selling and taking profit. So this is the thing. Every single meme coin has this problem. Every single crypto that's on CoinMarketCap has this problem. There are always insiders. There are always people who know what's happening. This happens in traditional finance. Now, let's talk about this a little bit more. Is it wrong what they're doing? I don't necessarily think so. To an extent, if you're taking profit ethically, you do deserve to get paid. But at the same time, this is something that's rampant that happens in the industry. And you can, if you're really good at checking chain analysis and tracking wallets, etc., you'll be able to see this like crazy. This is something Raider does all the time. But this is something that happens and people are shocked. I don't understand why it's a scandalous thing. I don't understand why people are shocked about this. You don't really think people are not making money on the back end with the VCs and the creators. And a lot of it is the same group of people that's doing rinsing and over and over and over and over again. So no, just as long as you know this going into the game, understand that there's always somebody with more capital than you that's probably smarter than you and it probably has more information than you that is going to sell before you do. And this is why we talk so much about profit taking. If you are not profit taking with the risky stuff, with the tier 3 and 4 stuff, sometimes even the tier 3, you're going to get absolutely wrecked. I have no idea why people do not take profit on risky meme coins. No idea. Or pre-sales or projects that are the newer launch projects. It makes no sense to me why you wouldn't want to create a moon bag and remove that risk. I have no idea why, but people refuse to do it. And then stuff like this happens. Oh my God, insiders are taking profit. This is the game. We cannot change the game. This is what it is. And it will continue to happen. So you either understand what's happening, you educate yourself, you know this going into it, and you take profit like a savage, you rinse and repeat, and you do well. If you're going to be trading meme coins or this high risk stuff, that's the attitude you have to have. I'm not saying to dump on the chart. I'm not saying to be unethical. I'm simply saying understand that there's other people you're playing against, and they're going to do the same thing, if not worse. And I should have taken this advice many years ago, because there's many projects that I held absolutely to zero. Because I didn't want people to say, oh my God, Wendy dumped or Wendy sold, she took profit. In reality, I should have. There's a lot of things that I should have done differently. But I didn't. And now I know. So there's that with that. And now, of course, some drama with Vitalik. Airdrops. Let's go ahead and read what he's kind of talking about over here. So he says airdrops face a problem with farming where users exploit multiple wallets to collect tokens unfairly. He suggested using ZK proofs and blockchain-based identity frameworks to ensure airdrops reach genuine users. Aim is to fairly distribute tokens and reward contribution. He sees this as a complex but a valuable change, and also recommends discounting token sales based on user contributions as an alternative to free airdrops. I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, if people are going to put the effort into creating more wallets and doing tasks and doing X, Y, and Z, let them. Who cares? Seriously. We have bigger fish to fry in the crypto industry. We really, really, really do. Also, too, this is actually some pretty good news. This comes from CoinDesk. But crypto is far from the currency of choice for financial predators, says former CFTC Commissioner Fred Hatfield. That's really the US dollar. And I like this take from him. I think it's a good take. Bloomberg and better markets unfairly target crypto industry donations and investors. The VP responsibly engages with the crypto sector, not panders. Proper regulation is essential to avoiding stifling innovation, moving jobs overseas. CFTC Chair Benham actively supports proper crypto regulation. CFTC has set a record for crypto-related enforcement actions in 2023, and crypto fraud has minor compared to illegal activities in fiat. And this is something that I always say. SEC supports crypto investments through ETFs, highlighting risks in financial products. And I think that's a good thing. So the fact that you offer ETFs to people, cool. But at the same time, I don't want my liberties. I don't want my ability to create and innovate to be stifled because there's some people that just don't do don't do things the right way. And again, there's a big problem with the SEC in the United States and just this current administration as a whole. You wouldn't have to create enforcement actions, or you wouldn't have to unjustly sue people if you had some sort of framework. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. But anyways, that's a show for today. I appreciate you guys for being here with me. Make sure to like this, share this, all of that stuff. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and